Mission Without Borders is a Christian organization serving children, families, and elderly people suffering poverty and oppression. Founded in 1960, our organization reaches out and serves the destitute across the world. We do this work because we believe we have been called by God to help the poor and needy. Currently, our work is focused on 6 Eastern European countries: Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Moldova, Romania, and the Ukraine. We work with thousands of children and families across the region through local churches, volunteers, and our own specialist staff. Through practical and spiritual support, we give hope by meeting urgent needs and building self-sufficient communities. Working across Europe's 6 poorest countries, we stand side by side with families, children, and elderly people to help them move towards self-sufficiency. This year alone, we will bring hope to over 20,000 children, around 9,000 families, and more than 150,000 elderly people. We are committed to long-term, sustainable change through our sponsorship programs, family and child support programs, and community care. Taking advantage of over 50 years' knowledge and experience, we tackle poverty through strong community relationships. We make a difference through our neighborhood network of over 4,000 volunteers, close partnerships with local churches, and exceptional relationships with governments. We work with and support the poorest and most vulnerable children and families across Eastern Europe, in countries crippled by broken economies and bitterly cold winters. With poverty damaging so many, we seek to make real, long-term difference in people's lives. We find that sponsorship is the most effective way. We aim to purchase goods in the countries where we work as we want to boost the local economy and provide employment where possible. However, some items such as basic hygiene products may not simply be available. Like toothpaste, it's just too expensive. This is where we rely on the generosity of corporations to donate goods, which we call gifts in kind. Some of what we achieved includes $10 million worth of aid raised through gifts in kind, 94 trucks of aid sent to 6 field countries, 51,960 people receive some form of gift in kind, 5,000 backpacks and school supplies delivered to children who cannot afford them, 360 beds sent to orphanages and families in need, 1,164 mattresses sent to families and individuals in need, 4,941 pairs of winter socks sent to children and families. This annual report provides a window into who we are, what we do, the people we serve, and the impact we make materially, emotionally, spiritually, and through education. Some extracts from the annual report includes 29,124 families reached through Operation Christmas Love. 4,152 children participated in summer camps. 1,994 families in our family-to-family program. 975 children received support in their education. 569 partner churches. 32,198 Bibles distributed. 10,252 children supported on our community-based program. 103,294 meals served at our Street Mercy projects.
Christmas remained for many years a magic holiday we could only see from the black and white television set. We felt like such bad parents because we couldn't provide the things needed for a celebration.
Thousands of families in Albania struggle just like Flora to provide a Christmas celebration for their children. Mission Without Borders and its donors are supporting many families in Albania to build a better life and to have the chance to celebrate Christmas together.
I would like to thank Mission Without Borders for everything that you have brought us. To thank our family donors who have met the needs of our family and brought joy and hope to my kids with these presents. You've made them happy. That is the greatest joy for a mother. You've given me peace of mind because otherwise we could not have bought them anything.
Many childhoods came to an abrupt end in the Bosnian War of 1992 to 1995. Jasmir Kolik, 41, was only 15 years old when the war began. One day he was attending school with his friends, and the next day he was caught up in a violent conflict. His teenage years were spent dodging bullets and trying desperately to survive. Yazmir said, "In a matter of days, my life, as well as the lives of everybody around me, was dramatically changed. I was so young. I didn't know what the war was and how devastating it would be. For 3.5 years, I was under constant gunfire, and the only sound that my ears absorbed were the sounds of explosions." Despite many difficult days, with Yazmir sometimes unable to get up, he has never given up and has worked tirelessly for his family. However, more and more needs continued to pile up. When Yazmir first came into the Mission Without Borders office, he was frantic with worry because he did not have enough food for his cow. Immediately, Drazen Jurak, who organizes family sponsorship within Bosnia-Herzegovina, recognized a hardworking man who was seeking the best for his family. The Kaliks were enrolled in the program, and Drazen began to learn about all the issues the family were battling. Yazmir said, "When I asked you to help me with the cow feed, I could not dream about all the other support you would offer to our family. Thanks to Mission Without Borders support, I'm able to direct the money I earn towards the most pressing needs. I can't describe what it means to have someone to count on and how positively it's affected my life." Thanks to donations from our sponsors, Mission Without Borders was able to provide furniture, roofing and building materials to families who lost everything in the flames. The 33 people who were affected, including 17 children, were left only with the clothes they were wearing, and everything they had managed to gather over the course of their lives was gone. With winter quickly approaching, the most important part of the recovery project was getting a roof over the families' heads. To enable the families to return to living in their apartments, we provided them with donations of washing machines, freezers, wooden floor tiles, clothes, furniture such as wardrobes, beds, chairs, and countertops, and also building materials, mattresses, pillows, rubber boots, paint, and crockery. Our coordinator, Radu Akustantinise, got in touch with the families and delivered the items as needed. The last year was very difficult. Suddenly, the house became empty without Mom. The Volashuk family live in a village in the contamination zone of Chernobyl, where the cases of cancer are multiplying even now because of the catastrophic nuclear accident over 30 years ago. Although the accident took place many years ago, the number of people here with cancer is increasing with a frightening speed, said Anatoly, the coordinator of Mission Without Borders' family sponsorship program. Even in just half of this village, there are 40 people suffering from this dreadful disease. Mission Without Borders has been there to support the Volashuk family as Laidmullah battled cancer for 2 years before she died, helping them out with medicine, a new oven, furniture, clothing, and food. Yuri, the father, said, "We're spending everything on surgeries and chemotherapy. I'm so thankful that Mission Without Borders was taking care of my children then, supporting us in practically everything. Unfortunately, Laidmullah passed away and the kids became half orphans. In these difficult circumstances, as a family, we found better love and friendship. We all became much closer." The small town where Yana lives has been caught between two warring sides since the conflict in the east of Ukraine began 4 years ago in February 2014. All around here are destroyed buildings and the sound of machine gun fire.
It was dangerous to go outside, and for weeks we stayed indoors, often with no electricity or water. We ran out of food as well and had no opportunity to get it. We survived through help of our neighbors.
The local church, however, has never stopped doing everything possible for those suffering here. And because of compassionate people sending in donations from around the world, an Operation Christmas Love parcel was delivered to the door of Yana, 60, and her family. In total, 2,000 parcels were brought by Mission Without Borders to the most vulnerable in the region this year. Mission Without Borders is supported by 11 affiliate countries across the globe. Our loyal and passionate sponsors make hope and change possible in Eastern Europe. Here is what some of them say about what inspired them to support us. Our visit to Cantemir was deeply moving for us in seeing the degree of hardship people in Moldova face, but also the inspiring work of Mission Without Borders coordinate pastor Boris and his team. The vision, depth, and breadth of this missions work truly gives hope to individuals and the community as a whole. As a sponsoring organization, we value the practical, real-life material support that Mission Without Borders brings to the poor alongside spiritual support. We enjoy witnessing the sustained, improved living conditions of the people touched by this mission.
Some years ago, when I first heard about the desperate poverty that children are living in Eastern Europe, I felt I had to do something about it. I started with a child sponsorship and I saw the impact my support made. I am also so glad that Mission Without Borders is sending humanitarian aid to the conflict zones in Eastern Ukraine.
When our kids head back to school, we are delighted to buy backpacks of school supplies for struggling families in Eastern Europe. As winter approaches and we prepare our wood stove for use, we are thankful we can help another family stay warm by purchasing firewood for them. Mission Without Borders is a very real way that we, as a family, can be Christ's hands and feet in the world. To God be the glory as we minister together in this world. It was a privilege for me to visit Albania and to personally see children living in poverty who were just beginning to get help from Mission Without Borders, and those older teenagers who, after longer-term support, had overcome the odds and were now graduating from school and college. You could see it in their eyes that they had hope again. I am so glad I was able to see what God is doing in Albania, but I also left wanting to do so much more.
I began supporting Mission Without Borders as I believed that it was God's will for me. We were encouraged to see the work they were achieving in Eastern Europe, not just by meeting the people's physical needs, but also their emotional and spiritual needs. At summer camp, it was great to see children from deprived backgrounds having so much fun and getting the only holiday they will get.
Meeting the family we support enriched us, and we feel even more invested now. We lost our hearts to the family and to the mission staff in Moldova who do such wonderful work. I don't invest in shares or stocks, but in the children of Eastern Europe. They give a much higher profit than the stock market. I know the birthdays of everyone I sponsor, and on their birthday I light a candle and say a prayer for them.
The missions work is all about where the rubber meets the road. There are amazing partnerships between the local church and those in need in struggling communities, and between the mission and its supporters, and God is at the center of it all.
None of this is possible without the open hearts and hands of the people who are willing to support our projects and make a difference to the lives of the poor we serve.